What's up, guys? So wanted to put together a daily recap. So Friday, had a couple calls in the morning. We got Ford, Baba, and Spy calls in the morning. So wanted to go over a quick overview on how I entered these trades, why I entered these trades, how I moved up my stop losses, specifically for the Ford, Baba, and Spy calls. I know I talked last video on how I got into them and why I got into them, how I moved up my stop losses so I can take advantage of their upwards momentum without losing much profit. So the gray boxes I have in here are basically my trade window for Ford specifically, looking at breaking this key level here. This is, for me, this is high in the pre-market. Obviously, doing some research in the pre-market is going to help you set up success, especially when entering into trades. So looking here, here's your high part. Got denied a couple times. Your 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart. Got denied a few times here. Finally, after 9:37, broke out. Pretty good. If you had trades going in here, I think you would have entered in the recommended calls pretty low. Yeah, 0.15, 0.18 area, and you could have wrote it up pretty good. I missed this one. I was looking at some other calls and all obviously working, so I got in a little late. That's good. It's fine. We expected this. Comes up, comes back, sets up a nice little pattern here. This is a good scalp. So if you're looking just to play one bar, this has been good. You basically buying here and selling up top, just underneath the. Really, this would be the high of day. So what I did was buy down in here. So I missed this here. Waited. It had a flag pattern, broke up, failed to break the high of day, so I didn't really want to enter there. So I waited for another pullback into the 20, the 9 EMA, which for me is a bullish signal. If it's finding resistance, it means buyers are in the market, and this thing is riding momentum higher. So entered here, and I forget how many contracts I bought. Say I bought 10 or 100. 10, well, 10's easy number, but let's say about 10. I'm looking for the candle. This is a gravestone candle, but basically looking for this one to envelop, engulf this previous candle, and waiting for the next one. This one starts off a little red, comes back green. Decided to enter here and set my stop loss down just underneath. So entered in. Came back down, went up, kind of in the mix here, and then but I was in the trade. I had a pretty conservative stop loss, and this thing decided to take off for the day. So it takes off, comes back, pulls back into 9 EMA, and continues its uptrend. So all I did was move up my stop loss to here as this thing started taking off. Up in this 1460 range, I just moved up my stop loss of my contract or my calls to this range here. So you can do it side by side like I showed in the last video, but I'm just looking for it to be right under here as my stop loss. So that, again, that's pretty good profit. But taking advantage of the full profit, you just want to keep eyeballing it. So get a couple limit sells up in this range. As I want to start taking some profit and putting it back into my account so I can play with other calls. So again, kind of nervous in this area as this broke below the 9 EMA, but relatively low volume. I was kind of waiting for it to break underneath here. Again, my stop loss was just below that. So as this caught some more momentum, I just kept moving my momentum or my stop losses. Let me draw this here for you. So move my stop loss there, and this kept taking off. So just kept doing it, and kept dumping a couple shares, selling a couple shares as this kept going higher and higher and higher. and this came back down, retested the 26 again, took this guy up, set up another stop loss in this area, and then I set up a limit sell order for probably most of my trades just about right in here. So I wanted to see if it could break the high day, which it ended up doing. And as it started consolidating, I ended up selling out the rest of my shares. So that's forward, pretty good profit. Entered on this pullback. Again, biggest mistake traders have. They want to get in. They want to get up here, right? So this thing takes off. They're like, fear of missing out. They want to get in right here. They end up taking pretty good loss and then selling down here. So the whole concept of buying low, selling high doesn't exist when you're in the trade. But before you enter, just have a little bit of patience. This is good consolidation. In 5 minutes, this looks a little bit different, but have some faith. Trust that this will come back and retest. If it's a good trade, it's going to retest on the 9 and find some momentum back up. If it's not, then just ignore this call altogether. So if this had gone up, did this little thing, did this guy here, and then came back down, this would not be a good trade to enter. As most traders, what they do is they see this long buy and they get in up here and then they end up selling for a loss back down here. So we want to avoid that. Wait for good confirmation. I like, for me personally, I prefer the 9 EMA, and I wait down in here. So I'll be a little bit more aggressive. I'll set a buy order here, and I will set my stop just underneath here. As you can see, there's a couple, there's 3 bars here where there's good stop loss. So just underneath that, so I'm mitigating my risk, and I'm getting in on a good pullback. This is good support, which it shows here. This proves good to stay in. Next one's BABA calls. So these first 3 were ones I put out in the pre-market. They had good momentum in the pre-market, and I wanted to play them. So for BABA and SPY. So we'll go to BABA real quick. So here's BABA. Start trade a little flat. This is the again the 1 minute. Pretty flat. Got some support here on the 200 EMA, and then started ripping up. I knew this would be a call as soon as it broke these 2 peaks here, which it did, and I didn't want to get into it. I just want to wait for it to pull back. So pull back here. I want to say entered right about this candle, right about here, 152.07. Switch over next minute. This thing pumps up. So just like forward, I wanted to ride it out, get in. Again, this pulls back into 9, find some support, continues right up, and then breaks down into the 26. Kind of watching it here at this point, seeing if it was going to follow through, and again, like moving your stop losses up is pretty key, especially when trying to maximize your profits. So again, I wanted to buy in off this confirmation right here. I want to say I had my stop loss right about here, and all I did was move this guy up as the price started going up. Confirmed. I want to move my stop loss. Started going back up. Right, that's good. I know this is a good area of resistance before as this moves up. Comes back down, finds some support, moves back up, comes back down, finds some support off 26. Didn't trip my stop loss, so I stayed in it. And luckily for us, it found some buyers come back in that market and then push this thing way back up. So I'm just day trading this. I'm not looking to get 100, 200% return. I'm just looking for a 20% return. Especially if I'm using a 5% stop loss. So as this kept going up, I'm like, hey, this is great. All I'm doing is moving this thing up where I think periods of consolidation are. So came back up, found some support right here off this wick, and continue moving up. So just moved my stop loss up, found some consolidation, didn't wake me out, kept going back up. Consolidation, cool, I like that. I'm going to move just underneath that as my stop loss. This is where you get your profits. So take full advantage. So obviously I bought down here at the 152.07. It's already up, 156.24. So just kept playing it. I kept moving the stop losses up, finding periods of consolidation. That's a good one there, good one there, good one there, and that's generally where I got out. So around noon, looking to exit Bob. For SPY, another good one. It traded a little bit sideways in the morning. Played it 3 times. Again, looking at pre-market, this is a good one to get into. This one did pull back just slightly, but as soon as it broke the pre-market high, I wanted to get into it just to scalp. I don't know if I alerted anyone on this one, but I got in here and I just took it for like a 20% gain. Got back out, rode it back down, found some support on the 50, started breaking back into that upward momentum, got back in. It found some support off the 9 and we're back up for another 20% gain. So played it a few times, got in small trades, but all winners. So the next one I'm going to talk to you guys about is RSLS. This was strictly buying stocks. This is a good alert. I'm going to say I alerted you guys right around here at 9:44, which is where I bought in. So I got in. I'm going to say I got in right around this region as it starts showing some momentum back up, and bought in. So this is me buying shares, and this, again, same strategy with options is I'm just buying shares. This blue line is going to represent a limit sell, and this red line here is going to represent stop loss. So pretty tight stop loss here. I'm going to take some initial profits off the bat and set it up right here. So obviously with this here, I was pretty fortunate. It didn't trip me out off my stop loss, and it kept riding up on the 9 EMA. Sold a little bit. So all I did was, as you're reading this chart, this thing pumps up pretty high. So I set up another limit sell here, and I moved my stop loss up to consolidation. So came back down, consolidated. Did trip me out on stop loss, and then ripped back up. Sold a little bit more here. So all I did was move my stop loss up even as the price action started going up, and take my limit sell and just, I'm gonna put it up in here. As I'm watching this long candle wick down on the sellers, this was a key level to break. So I'm just gonna move it slightly above there. Maybe it breaks, maybe it doesn't. Find some consolidation. Cool, I like this. And then this one sold a few more shares. So I'm scaling out as this thing's breaking new high days. High day down here, high day right here, and at this point, high day right here. So again, take full advantage of your stop losses and your limit sales. So next thing, again, I don't want this to be a long video. We're already at 13 minutes. I wanted to talk a little bit about the SPY puts. So, what is OPEX? And, what can we do with this one? So I get this one. This is a trading view. Here's the calendar. The thing I'm looking for is really this guy, right? So this is options expiration date, or as I like to call it, OPEX. So I know that we are rolling into OPEX week. So that's this week here. And if you look historically, I've already assigned like little red boxes. I know this is like cluttered, over the last couple months, years, or whatever, but you're able to anticipate periods of, bearish momentum. This here, you're looking at anywhere from June 15th to, June 18th. Cool. So let's go to June. Hey, that's OPEX week. You could do that for any one of these. And this is generally the case, except for when we got here in September. September is a bad month historically. It just kept going down. So obviously I already got a box set up for next week, but expecting some more bearish movement. So if I were to anticipate buying or swinging puts, it would be for next week, which I loaded up on towards the afternoon. So obviously some calls in the morning were good, and then hit high day, came down, and then started having some bearish momentum on SPY. So this is a 4-hour chart. It was basically yesterday, but from yesterday to today, this thing is showing a heavy decline. So we already see where the EMA is starting to turn red on me here, but I'm already expecting a bit of a sell-off next week. So taking advantage of OPEX is important. Understanding how upcoming events are going to shift the market one way or the other. Again, next week, very bearish. I would recommend waiting before buying calls at the end of the week, as myself and some of the other traders in this group have been burnt. Not waiting for confirmation and trying to get in early. So that happened on the last OPEX week. I think we tried to get in. It didn't go where we wanted it to go and ended up tanking. So we took some hefty losses. So understanding how this calendar can help you. Next OPEX is in third week of November and then third week of December. So we'll obviously want to play puts, starting Friday the 12th through the week, and then again Friday the 10th through the week. So that'll help us with swing trading, leveraging what we know historically happens with the S&P, especially during OPEX. And this is with most of your futures, whether it's your S&P or NASDAQ or whatever. This is generally a down week. So expecting some bearish momentum, some puts, and then once it breaks confirmation, potentially get into some calls. So just wait on that one. Other than that, I'm gonna start putting out some daily recaps on why we traded these. There wasn't a lot of trading on today, just kind of busy day for me. But these were all positive. BABA, SPY, Ford, RSLS, DraftKings, and Netflix. These are all swings, and OPEX. So that's what we kind of covered today. Next video, aside from the daily recap on Monday, I want to put out a video on basically these 10 different topics. So there's a lot of resources out there to talk specifically, like intro to trading, but most of our traders in this group are newer, and I wanted to get into some of these specifics that might help you be more successful, so you're not so reliant on me. And I think those will help. These are all things I learned the hard way, losing a lot of money earlier in my trading career, and hopefully we'll be able to prevent that for you. So again, any questions, feel free to hit me up. Always here. I'm always chatting, always available on the Telegram. Just so you know, myself and Vernon are looking to start up a Discord. All we're looking to do is basically transition from Telegram to Discord. And Discord's great. It allows us to basically share screens, have conversations. If there's time for us to jump on the mic and talk through some trades, you guys can log on and hear what we're doing live, specifically for some of these trades, what we're doing, how we're moving these up, what we're scanning for. I think the more information that you guys get, the better for you guys. The less mistakes you guys can make if you know what we're doing and just learn from us. So again, any questions, feel free to hit me up. Thanks.